What's going on, my brothers and sisters? How you guys doing today? Ade Almas, Salam. I'm supposed to have Salam join me with this broadcast today. I wanted to take the time out to thank a few people for the Salam al selfie that we were supposed to do, um, or the Salam al selfie that we did in the Bay Area in Oakland. Um, we did one in California, we did one in London, and we did one in Australia. Thank you, TS. Yamane Hagos. Daniel, how you doing? What you sorry for, Danny? Anyhow, this past weekend there was um, there was a Salamo selfie in I think San Francisco at the Golden Gate Bridge. I think it was. There was a lot of Tigrayans there. Tigrayans, Ashahatim Zumutu, they're strong. There was some Eritreans. I mean, I would like more Eritreans show up, but at least there was some Eritreans. Now it's to the point. It doesn't even matter what type of flag Eritreans come. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how you doing? Mikhail, thank you. Emeron Kubrom, how you doing? Yeah, it doesn't matter what type of flag Eritreans have. We can just show up today. Just come, support, support. Thank you for the birthday, Meron. Um, بس يوم support قبرو تهزبيز مودلو to kunat honzalo iti or just for humanity and they're human Cuenca, just to say you're a human. Just show up and be like, hey, I'm not Tigrayan, but I'm human. أنا human. نعم لاخي أنا زمزجن كما تسدل مساهم نعم لاخي كتسلي. That's it. It's just that simple. The one thing Habesha need to learn is hey Eva, how you doing, sister? Thank you, Burhan. One thing Habeshas need to learn is humbleness. We have to learn how to be humble. Humble akhona. Kulu nufalta is maslana. I'm guilty too. Me too. That's why come up. Thanks, Burhan. Come up. Because أنا كم كلوز فوتو يمثلني sometimes. Then is show must go work dawilam Dawit what day كرما كالني. Yes sir, yes ma'am. Mira يقبله تما ساعة يقبله. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. If I'm right, I'm right. Again, at the end of the day, I'm human. Mistakes got كسر همش مخلط هيدون. Right? So you guys understand this. Anyhow, the one at the Oakland, it's Salam al Self, I mean to Prayer March, not Salam al Self, Prayer March in Oakland. That was amazing. Is the Wadi Aman, our co-chairman for Team Freedom, uh, organized comes together كل تراخبوا تم سب تزاربوا تم عبيتي تزاربهم بزح بزح حزبي ريوا بإريتريا بزح حزبي بتقراي ريوا via satellite. So even though on Facebook, over there it was shahat in Tigray and Eritrea zero nati prayer marches na amla that was amazing. Komuri alam I I was very happy. Wala anesla zainabarku kahiyulot nagar it is be ba'alu tasiyu praise gabir in kula alam ka yakhata tololo yuriwa low we have to get back to praying to God to make sure He hears us. Bre amlah khone khalni surudu yukulana irda anai. Bre amlah kame garu khone khal. Bre amlah kame garus to his be كتحنويت خلنيها amlah راح يبلس gobro. Sutar di inai. To my Muslim brothers, kana Allah, mish Allah. Without Allah, nothing's possible. To my Christian brothers, without God or Amlah, nothing's possible. Mish. So we had that Sunday, May 23rd, on my birthday. May 23rd, on my birthday. We were shocked, absolutely shocked. And how well in Australia, Abona, father, Keshi, Sarake Berhan from the Tigrayan community. I think his name is T.R.A.P. Berhan. I want to personally thank you, sir. Abona, thank you very much. Um, he was very happy to do the prayer march in Australia, and he organized it within 4 days. زحصبلو ها كاشيس أربعة معتي كله organized قالوا كله أكيبه كله ما تيك حجزنا زي حالي. So Abona said Abraham, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. Emiskinaka Kura Bona Kashi. May God bless you for helping us put the prayer march up in Australia. That was extremely powerful. I cannot believe everyone in Team Freedom was shocked how quickly and how well he did it. Very, very touching. Very smart man. Very respectable. These are the kind of priests. We need priests like them, like him, that are in their front line, working for their community, working no to genocide. Kulum. Again, not political, just prayer much. In the prayer, and I want to say thank you for that, Abona. It was organized well. You, sir, are my hero. Um, Another thing in Melbourne, Australia, what was shocking was not only how amazing they did it, but there's a few people I want to give a shout out to. Australia's Allahum. Uh, I want to appreciate Burhane. I want to appreciate Isaias. I want to appreciate, most importantly, Sanai, a journalist. You're awesome. Thank you. Much appreciated. And our brother Eob Zubahal. Australia, Hayaltu Lokum. Swatkum Msanata Akibkum. Team Freedom Consider. We're very, very impressed by you. What Daaman says. Thank you, Anim. What Daaman says, you guys are awesome. You guys made it happen shockingly, quickly. Awesome people. Australia, stand up. Australia, you should be very proud of the people you have in your community. You should be proud of the Tiygrains and Eritreans of Natkum community. That's what the world needs. So I want to personally thank you. Thank you very much. I also want to say thank you and appreciate Reverend Dr. Berhane Asmalash. And he is in Europe. Dr. Berhane Asmalash, thank you for making that event in Europe happen. Subogero Kaikayo, the prayer march governor in Europe. Thank you so much, Dr. Reverend Berhane Asmalash. And to the team in Europe called Voice of the Voiceless. The Mihawatna, shout out to you. Voice of the Voiceless in Europe, Zalahum, Voice of the Voiceless to Balu. Thank you, Team Freedom. You guys are awesome. We personally thank you guys for standing up for peace, for standing up for the people. And we want to thank you for partaking in the prayer for the people that need the prayer, because through God, all is possible. Thank you very much. We have some amazing people. I had to write it down because there were so many. Can you believe Reverend Berhane organized the Zoom quickly? Kamzil Nayo, Europe Kolo, Kamza Kolo, wala the one or the Kashi in Australia, Zoom itinayo, Otema Sarra Habilum, Wadit Tinagar. Never seen nothing like it. To have that much responsibility and do work that fast. Team Freedom, we say thank you to all of you. California Team Freedom, Bay Area, honey, elders, Kolahum Team Freedom, at the Bay Area, Oakland, members of Team Freedom Bay Area, Kolahum Shimkung, so Gin, we appreciate Team Freedom Media for covering this. We appreciate the Bay Area Team Freedom, Zalohum, Oakland Team Freedom. Thank you, Kubrata, Botat, Yowatat, Kolahum, Adetat, thousands of people we بتعمي تحوي سنره Tigray of Eritrea via satellite. I want to say thank you to Asena. It was Daki Amare, Adik Ayeh, Mendefara in Eritrea. The medias that I want to thank is Asena, Teddy Press, Memher Temesgen. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You guys are awesome. Thank you, Alam Hagos. تحيوا لنا زلهم يقرمكم حواتي عند حسيبكم له إريتراوي كندي justice seekers alo Eritrean كندي توامت له Eritrean كندي أنصار إسايا سرعات له التشجر زلوس كم يجرك أخذت أكوبهم بزين حكت أكوبهم كينك حرا خمس له بزين حكيتك حرا خمس له حجي حتى حفتنا صحيفات لي she said داود سخا صبو غير مسخا سما معنى لاتني وايلا يا because she said نتي سراويتنا إريترياس أنصارو ميخايلات أما تاني زبلو زلو هو يتسمعني خزل يا وايلاتني أنا إسايس يسأل وايلاتني أوكي لا مسخو أبو we're the same نرى مش I said okay hi Ellen how you doing ياكل مش كم يركز نسايس تسأل إياه كن سرعات سايس تسأل إياه she said at least أنا نسايس تسأل إس Eritrea سراويت يدقوا فهم يا إله I said touchy here's why إتيوم من أسي سراويت إريتريا بحيلي تدفيهم كقالسو كموتو سدادو زلو away and I pray for them too those are my brothers you know what I mean I don't want my brothers to die who does إخواتي كموتو من أنا إخواتي كموتو يدلني جين أب إريتريا إتشأناوي سبعي سلزروف زلو كقالسو عسرت حموشتا عسرت أربعتي عدمهم نقدميتي سدهم كموتو بالTDF كهرمهم بأمهارة كهرمهم the only thing I'm saying sister is I am Eritrean I support my people I support my country why else would I be doing this why else would I be doing it of course I support my people of course I support my little brothers and sisters I don't want my little brothers and sisters to go die in Ethiopia كموتي دولمني جن من دفعهم زلوخ يردعني سلامتاي موتلوخ يردعني that's the thing the difference between you and I sister I'm speaking out against Isaias Afwerki and his leadership and his Sirat and I'm saying stop killing innocent Tiygrains and stop killing Eritrean soldiers young ones who are not even trained properly you're just using numbers quantity versus quality if I'm trained and there's 10 people that are not trained, I'm more dangerous than them. They got to get lucky and hit me one time. And again, because I'm trained, right? Because I'm trained. I'm trained. أنا وتهدر تماهيرة سيخوالي خميجرة تا خبل خير. بوندا سرح خوس إلى لفلفني. مالتس يردعني. عسرت حرمتهم كم يركات خسترهم يردعني. إسران حرمتهم كم يركات تودهم يردعني. جين عسرت خطة عسرت أربعة علمون قالوا حيسكاس نتجراي سريد كاس نتعطيد كمان كالعلا زي خلكم زيلوس. That's why gun fodder in times of cannon fodder. عسرتموتو إسرائيموتو. Quality versus quantity. So what I'm saying is stop sending my young brothers and sisters kumoto aitisudodon. Isais forki ba'alakhi taqalis. Independence na men. Many night independence ka men. 30 years independence from who? 30 years of independence? 30 years of independence where? Who? What is the definition of freedom, Ihwate? Entire freedom. This you want? Can I show you freedom? Let me show you freedom. Freedom to drink water. Freedom. Freedom to make a phone call. Freedom. Freedom to make 2 phone calls. Freedom. Freedom to make 3 phone calls. Freedom. Freedom to eat what I want. freedom to drink what I want, freedom to do what I want. This is freedom. I have the freedom to leave this room. I have the freedom to go to bed. I had the freedom to do whatever I would like. Good morning, Jordan. This is freedom. I have the freedom to come on here and speak what I want to speak. دلايك زار بخل. أبريتريا خمسة الله. تسيام دو نكو دلايم. هلو دخل لخلو. أخوانن. سلاسة عمت. If you want to celebrate the freedom of Eritrea, I understand. Iridani. To vote, to learn, absolutely la bella hafte. Team freedom. Gin انتهي freedom. Salasa amet. Freedom do rohibam. University yelan. Srah yelan. Nati وتهدر جرم يقعدوا أو حطوا يوعلوا من السبيرم gold يوتو كان رهاني 40% يبلغ إساس كا 60% يبلغ دك عادي خني انت امزبول عزلهم bottom $5 a month. What's freedom? انت freedom كابي freedom كاب درجي freedom بس خاص تأثر كاب درجي freedom ركيبه كابهات أسيرهم شعة درجي freedom مترخبو شعة أسر مس يسر أبيدو is it freedom أخونا is he أب Facebook بدحري 3 was alone 30 years 30 listen I'm not saying I'm not proud to be Eritrean. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying أنا Eritrean. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we need to speak the truth. That's all I'm saying. What is freedom? Tell me what you think freedom is. Entire freedom. Yehuatka Homoto of Ethiopia, Naabi Kdugufu, is that freedom? It's not fair. Eritreawi Yehuate, this is not fair. Zi, I wish to Lubuhum Yurida Akumi Ferahonen. Man Ase Yumotulo. Schonkaani, Champagne Gerkum. That's in the Eritrea. That's not to say Aloha Hade Urute, Salam Gede, Aloha Hade Urute. Their moms are Jaganus, Aboom Jaganu, Diom Jaganu. Buzahalo. Just like my mom and dad. I understand. But when were they Jaganus? Titi Dagamitom? Na Adisidet Matsamalong. Na Honka Abiyu. Mish? Or Itium Hos Luzualohani? France, Germany, South Africa. Abe Hadelaha. Ab Eritrea. Ab Eritrea Hazelaha freedom to Zelaha. No. Ab Eritrean Henerka and Tamiskonka. Ab the canister. Ab the trailer. Ab the Taizbahan. Container get them. Abiyams Asraha. Is it freedom? So, Eritrean Independence Day, yes. How do I celebrate it? Dawood, can I get a celebration, Gobro? Shima'au get it, candle get it, you will let Nati martyrs and Ateizumotu, Yamas Gunum. I love you. Thank you for giving us our freedom. I'm sorry. I'm very, very sorry. Dek adeta asirum uzkhulum suwat. Moitkum natsanet katubunas tatawim ta asirum. Tasawitulkum abotat adetat halofkum kadam jaganu kullahum taqaliskum natsanet Eritreazm sahum تتصاوتمكم كلهم مدب جرم بدحريت تتصاوتمكم كلهم إسايس يماني مانكي أبرها كاسا كلهم مدب جرم كابكرم تتصاوتم نعم خلاص عديرا أبي ناس إن ترخيبهم 3 عمت تأثيرهم 3 عمت ناس إن ترخيبهم تقولوا لهم كمان let's thank you Bennett thank you أبي ناس إن زراخوبيهم سكر إني أقول له سكا إريتريا دويل كحجي نجارن كمان لقى تأثير له مقبيس إنا له سلامتاي because free خوينه Salamat day. Hira. Dahando. Dahanalana. Tohoin kira ako mitazarabel laki. Kurubte shiguralo gin kazarabo likhne. سلمتها بايي اخلص إنا وأز خلص تردن سدل كزلناس تخون كأخلص إلكي زمن قستن ديز واز دوز وداي. Come on. Be honest. Be honest with yourself. 60 years. Susa amat. Musmotaha antahum to go through. Numanikum sadu. Had a general these was though? Had a don corona these was though? 60 years. 60 years. A day. Kamala Eritrea. Dahana. Hawa abalo. Day. Mana ase abalo a day. Day. Ab Ethiopia sediramo. Salamtani Ethiopia sediramo a day. Abaye. Salamtana ab Ethiopia ati Hawaii. Asar terbatan di idmu. Komi homat se wasiramo. Naadu khumawat. Naadu rizmawat zalo a day. Or ni mani zmawat zalo. Naadu zmawat koinu da samta khofilu ne Eritrea ze digifa. There wasiramo zuwa day. Nab Ethiopia wasiramo. Salamtai. نتيوم Tiygrains كباسهم كقالس مست أنصار Tiygrains تاجرهمنا sometimes Tiygrains قالس لنا أبينديلو أبيريز مرحنا إريتريا حقها ما أبيري مرحنا إريتريا or SISU عندي ما أبلا حوي يموت الله أو مويتوري هو سلامتاي ني إثيوبيا خاله ني إثيوبيا defend كجبرة سلامتاي ني إثيوبيا defend كجبرة حوي يموت الله من فقاد هيبو أبزرا فقار الله دي زودي أبزرا حارس سبعي زبولت راحي جين دحان زودي what do you mean دحان عبايي 4 حواتي عبلو سلامتاي بإثيوبيا أتيم يقالسو له انتا إثيوبيا يملكتنا إريتراوين دينا عباية سكنغرني دعي كابتن حمشت جين 4 مويتهم لهم إنت 13 زقبرخين أبلو عين فلطونينا أوكي ومو صباح انت هيك تقبرون صباح هذا Independence Day ودي Independence Day ناتنا إريتريا هو ما تعم تقبروا بقى حرينا قبلت بقى اندعي الت government من البعض حنتي كنت حريدو أكملنا يمسمر يبلنا أمينا إنا تأثيرنا كورونا إلى أثيرنا دكنا وسيرو خان إثيوبيا وسيروهم كموتو ومسلم تا Independence Day را celebrate قبروا لهم ده هرناس نتيلن أو سودانك أرم ترديني عباية ناك أرم دينيرو like أنا 30 عام زجبرة independence دينا نجبر زلنا أوكي كابتع 30 عام جين عباية كنا عام تأثيركم 30 عام تأثيركم مسلم ترى سدات زلناس كم ناس نزلوكم حجين سعسع هون بلالنا هم تجبروا همينا نجبر عباية 30 عام تنا هوينا نقول شامبين حزنا إريتريا غوالا جنا نسأس ساعتكم تأميهم كلهم لا تأميهم نحن ها نسأس نحن ها ستيك نبلع شامبين نبلع أواني عباية مدحرج عباية أنا celebrate أقبرنا عباية أب أمريكا خوفيلة candles قبرلكم pray قبرلكم كما يجري قصص سخنة أمريكي كما يجري قصص عباية يحواتي داموتو أب إثيوبيا درشنوهم أب إثيوبيا زي عدم كما يجري أنا سكنة somebody نقولني يغني لي. These are the type of conversations you should be having. Why are you celebrating? What are you celebrating? Can you go to Eritrea and show per capita? Can you go to Eritrea and show the University of Eritrea? No, what you can show in Eritrea is what? مئتي prisons مئتي prisons كترئي تخيلها بإريتريا حنتي تمرتي ترئي تخيلها كلهم political prisoners كترئي تخيل سطرح من شموا كلا بلو تأثيرو تخوينو ليه أنصار قالت تزاريو من شموا كلا بلو تأثيرو سمتاي مسلم تمرتي جميرو من شموا كلا بلو دعي كم زخوينو تخوينو مويتو اندعي كل هانا يسكرنا نيرون كموت كله إذا كنت حق الزرباي أبزي أسئلة حررهم أبزي موسم يعرفون بر أبزي أكو ندي تبلكا لحسب كالوس أبزي تندركا أبزي ولا تبلكا أنا يحسوا رازو لخو كل عالم دفلتوس كم زيلنا خنزارب مش كم زيل دخو حسوا لكم حسونينا حقينا نزارب إريتراوي Happy Independence Day خبركم خير. Okay, Eritrean, Happy Independence Day. Happy Independence Day from the Dergi. Away. كبا معتقين No Independence Day سلاسة عمت تأثيركم بسنك حارسة باي من حيلي هيبوهم إفلي سرقتي وشتو زلو حيلي هيبوهم سلام تايت تهاجر تهزبي خورو يخونيو الدخيمهم حيلي يبلون أسبزا يلن أميوم choice يبلون كوفيلون جيتات راح قبلون بر تدخيمهم يبلون حيلي مني grandpa grandma these قال سلنا أبايي أبيا boy من يزق قال سلنا من يتقيت ليزن إساس كواغو من يزواغو tell me who's gonna fight Isaias the grandmas the grandpas who تبقى تقيت ليزن إساس مسو تتقال Happy Independence what? I want to know, what are we celebrating on Independence Day? The only thing you can celebrate on Independence Day is that Eritrea got its independence from the Dergi 30 years ago. Then what? The day after the Independence Day started the slavery, all the way for 30 years. We are the only country, instead of going 4 million, 5 million population Hizbi, 6 million population Hizbi, 7 million population Hizbi. Not Eritrea, 6 million, 5 million, 4 ده واحد يخيل. Doesn't that make you think? Instead of going up, it's going down. How about that? Think about that. Look to my youngins, my brothers, Yahwate, Manase. You don't have to take my word for it. I keep telling you. My truth doesn't have to be your truth. Your truth should be the research you do. Your truth should be here. This should be your truth. You don't have to listen to anything I say. أنا حرامية بعلي حرامية أبوي جوهانيرو قتلونا متيوم TPLF EPLF قتلونا متيوم نحن هارينا واتسينا of America good life كلنا successful مهورات وتهدر تورتا college كله ودينا good life لنا جين عديت زارو كله جين 100% تنتينا يوم مالتي. If I don't speak on what's happening to my people in Eritrea, that means I pretty much abandoned them 100%, Malady. Somebody has to speak the truth. We've been sitting here watching them, the older people, speaking and change. And what change have they brought? Abait intai change am tsihum. Susa amet intai change am tsihum. Bahawraja, nothing. The religion, nothing. What change? I don't see no change. But you know what we're gonna do? At a minimum, تنقبرينا بزعباتهم يحواتنا تأميم زلو بزعباتهم يحواتنا زموتو زلو أب إسربت تأثيرهم زلو بكاميرا جرم تحابيهم نعنا كحبرونا escaping Eritrea زوج هو documentary ريخو معكم Oh my God, for اليوم escaping Eritrea documentary KPBS watching قطيفنا حيجي سلامات سيلفي قرنا كنا وريدها لنا سلامتاي كلكم مدب غيركم نتا documentary كتوردوا انتاي زي ملكتكم فريقكم ديكم عالم كيف فلت كلها أنا screen record قرنا هنا the like كمان أوردوا كله خصصوا it doesn't matter. Is it be happy? Is it be happy? حفظله سمع حوي whatever you are sister brother أنا داوي اندحر تجراين دحنره داوي I will be the proudest Tigrayan in the world just so you know I'll be the proudest Agame to I'll be the proudest Agame in the world. What does that mean? Zulu Haman I'll be the proudest Zulu you ever met. And Taimo, oh my God, you are Tigrayan. So Tigrayan era يفصح أنا Tigrayan ولا كان حناري. Eritreans لو زخونكو أنا Eritrean لا يفصح. Tigrayan حناري. I'm very proud to be Tigrayan. It makes no difference. Tigrayan, his be Tigrayan. Korbota loam, chogri loam, kamacha. What is the difference? Isahado tubalits iha Eritrean Cuenca or Amhara Cuenca tubalits diha. It doesn't make no difference. It's about the education level of the person. Ata hasab. Under hangwala laka. Bukhami ha judge to get better. Sukhas da Tigrayan. Amo kharo de. You think I'm supposed to be mad because you call me Tigrayan? Oh, you get Makai. Abziz Abanas, Keridaakum alo. Oh, another thing, Nazi Mikeli, Miliki, Milky, whatever. Listen. Well, I don't know if you're saying it to me, but please try not to cuss on my page. I want you guys to understand something. If I was Somalian, I'd be a very proud Somalian. If I was Tigrayan, I'd be a very, very proud Tigrayan. Rayom Hizbom, Kamek Alasulo. Well, who wouldn't be proud of that? You know what I mean? If I'm Eritrean, I'm going to be a very, very proud Eritrean. But what does all that really mean? What does that mean? You calling me Tigrayan, am I supposed to be mad? You calling me Agami, am I supposed to be mad? No, that makes me proud. I would tell you, hey, if I was Tigrayan, I'm very happy to be Tigrayan. They're warriors. One country, 5 nations against one country, and they're still standing. That's something to admire. You should look at that and be like, wow. Does that make me any less of a person? Because I think they're standing up for themselves strategically, militarily. Does that make me? No, that makes me educated. Because I'm speaking on what I'm seeing. You're speaking on your feelings. Not about the Sogika of Ethiopia. I don't know what your issue is. It doesn't matter, really, at the end of the day. We're in 2021. Only thing I got to say is if you don't like Tigray, go over there and take them out. Let's see. Let's see if you have the power. Otherwise, don't come over here with that nonsense, please. Come on. Let's talk about education. Education is out of it. Is it quite to shigirna Eritrea uzalo? Itim halal gerna? Because we need to go back to the basics. Itim halal gerna for the Bay Area, Europe, Australia, because amlah kainu risao. You guys understand? Amlah kainu risao. Because comes yom malat kainu risao amlah. بتسألات راح تزاربوا أملاح خبرله. Maybe that's the solution. من البعض نتي حزبي بأملاح غيرنا كن أكوبونه. You know what I'm saying? Maybe we need to go back to God. That could just be it. That's what we need. We need God. We need to go back in the direction of God. Stop the hatred. There's people that come here and you make it seem like to be Tigrayan is something bad. Just so you know, the rest of the world, they're watching Tigray handle itself against, it took on 5 nations, 5 military powers. by itself during a genocide, during a starvation or famine, by itself, weaponry, aircrafts, famine, genocide, and still standing. And you think I'm going to be ashamed if you call me Tiygrains? What? That, do you know what we call that? That's flattery, brother. You're telling me I'm a hero to Lamilaha. Dawit, you are Tigrayan. You are Agami. And Ahablaka, thank you. Thank you, Howie. You're calling me a hero. This is not name calling. What you call Tigrayans, this is not name calling. You're calling them heroes. Because people lie, numbers don't lie. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Huh? And now you have Abiy Ahmed Isais Forki begging and begging for help. Please, please, Haguzuna, billions at few, hundred few, Haguzuni, Haguzuni. Arab Kailomom? No. US God? No. So, I mean, you might want to rethink when you think you're calling someone to Tigrayan or Agame and you think that's name calling. We need to sell that. Let's settle that once and for all. To be Tigrayan is not bad. To be Agame is not bad. Tigrayans don't perceive that as something bad. You can't take the truth away. They're still standing. They're at war. They're still standing. 200 something days, they're still standing. There's nothing left. Kalit truth yalan. Ta'amitzom, ta'atilom, taharidom, be'aset taharimon, chemical warfare, bisamai, b'cha Arab, b'Somali, b'Eritrean, b'Amhara, b'Militia, b'chulu taharimon. And they're still standing. حمت نجت راح تريف الله حزب تجراي تسمعون لهم حواتي حمت نجت راح تريفا to finish this whole thing شيطان بعلو أفتي مدري أفتي مرت ناي تجراي بعلو وريدو قتل الله سات راح تريفا قال زخون يل تروف يلن بخالق خمس خما خولونيم انت أمك جورو حجي Amat, Muqtad, Mehrad, Finjat, Airplane, 5 armies, Kulu Mutsu, and still standing. The only thing left is for the devil to land there and start slaying people as himself. That's it. And then we'll all be like this. We knew it. Isaias Ba'alu Shaitan number. That's it. Ab Eritrea again, 60 years, it just was slow. Ab Tigray Katifam, Yaharmi. Ab Eritrea again, slowly gerum, Kotrunanerum, Kamzilum. سوسة عمت كاب سوز مت سلاست عمت كاني كأسيلهم يحردونا يعمتونا أفساواي حواتنا تنا والد يعمتوا يقتلوا يسرقوا كله يرشنوا كل يتشاتوا كله. That is Eritrea. Now you're mad because Tigrayans are not accepting that. Now you're mad because Hizbi Tigray is like, no, we don't play that. No, we're not laying down. No, our youth in America are going to stand up and create TDF. No. Okay, I mean, if you could say Victory said no, TDF are on counter-defensive. Hence the word no, TDF is on counter-defensive, which means they're still alive. What kind of army? The only army left to Koruda and Tigray is USA or Europe. Superpower. Defensive, counter defensive. It doesn't really matter. They're still standing. Have you heard the war ended? Abiy tried to say, "Oh, the war ended." Fashilu. Isaias ka hebet مش أبلغ إسايس حفتي أبيرا تحبي الله أبيرا إسايس حفتي تحبي الله إسايس فور كده أبي تحبي الله نتنا إريتريا أصلا تهواي بالنيرو أبلغي أب دبي دي تحبي الله مس منجستو هاي لماريم دي تحبي الله أبلغي إسايس هفتي إسايس هفتي إسايس أبيت حبيخ اللغي أدي جدي سلام هاي زي جزاو أدي هملغي أدي جدي منقشة إسايس فورقي أبيت حبيخ اللغي نفيق ناكالنا كذكا خسرنان كتول كلها كريا كادل هجي سكوتيها خسرنان بل كريا كادل أنا أمنوننا حاسوتي خسرنان سوسا عمد كثيرنا سوسا حجي نتقراي أخطأت في أوامزيهم تايخبل أبي حجي سايسلا جيتا ناتوسلا زخونة دبل بتشونا خسرنان يجيب ان داود دبل بلول خسرنان is that what Abiy Ahmed is gonna say سلام نو أخسرنا أنا هنا حساوي متشم حنساب عشكنا I don't know anyways what's Abiy gonna say أخسرنا دي زبط ده هو مهارة مليشة قولون تدمسي سوميون إريتراوي خي سوسا عمد كثيرنا تروف يلن كم زي عزبال كوا حزبي تيغراي أجوهم هايلتيهم obviously أملاح مساهم الله it doesn't make sense what else could it be أملاح مساهم الله has to be أملاح فقط ذهابوا أخوني أملاح نعفق إيدوا نيرو تيغراي مستودعت همجتمعاتي بخلو زحان موازنة برو مات فنجا كلهم قطيفة مسموتو إن دحر أملاح فقيد وانر سلا أملاح سلا زي فقادة دو فرسايت خلنا now me speaking the truth does this make me Tigrayan like some say Adu Tigray Abu Tigray okay whatever does that make me Tigrayan for speaking the truth again that's all I want to know Samalusule I have a hat fact does that make me tell you the truth or no he tell the truth because he has hat I have glasses true or false true how can I get to this there's no need to be mad I'm just telling you that's it it's not Eritrea celebration to each his own, to each his own. If you wanna celebrate Natsanet Eritrea flag Hiska and you wanna have fun and you wanna jump up and down and drink wine, all that, I'm with it. Handle your business. But just be honest with yourself. انت ناتسنت celebrate تقبر زلهان حتتناك again تحرك. Come on, share, let's go. I don't know if you guys sharing, but share. People need to hear this. You know what I mean? أنا قري مني قوالا رئة خمزي but I don't know in time celebrate قبل زلا أنا كم زرداني لك عدي بإريتريا تأثيرهم يمزلوا مكبيسي إنهم أسر تربعات عدمهم أبي تيوم يقالسهم الله قال يلن what that's the truth right so if I'm telling you the truth don't get mad at me I'm just telling you the truth مش don't get mad أنا حق أنا قارز بلكاز الله ينقرأ الله كل هانا social media مسينا خنلفلف نوعل no problem I understand this مرد جزيهم أواتيهم سراوي تواتيهم if you want to see some action I already threw that in the air again since we're not about thank you Fifi Hafte since we're not about action then we have to tell the world the truth that's all I'm saying Abiy Ahmed don't order his masjid Haji he looks like an idiot besides Forky he's always been an idiot he's a drunken idiot mistake rahana na اساس Forky amlah mistake rahan خلق يقولون no substance يقولون مهور كمان أخونا بتقيتي نتي معصو answers قبرو كسفريو جن حواتي إتا أجيزة مسألة إتا أجيزة مسألة Isaias, your time is up, brother. What's next for Eritrea again? You're old. What the Khadi was done in Eritrea? Many. Yamane monkey these was that? Abraha Kasa? None of them. None of them are going to take that. None of them. Isaias Kahalafu, come out with Kolo, public go to him. And Hamzina never. السوق تشجر كل أنا حلف سل نراليو أحلفني إن بريجرنا لوجين صباح يموت الشيء تشجر حما أنا حاسيب قالوا سب 100 عام تقبل سبوق أنا حاسيب قالوا صباح يموت it's just it's weird مش إسايس جين نتكاس متسأزلا إسايس سبوركي نتكا متسألا نتكا جزء متسألا كلها ناخن رينا دلينا we want to know what happens when you go. When you go, many ندقها protects government. سكو حسب اللون. Many protects government دقها. نحرم كبالعوية. جمانة خدالي إنتي حلفنت. كاسها برها كاسها تحلفنت كداليو كداليو. انت قبريوم ندقها رشنك بالوام. ندقها كبر عواميم. كلهم كبر عواميم. Brakhti, Hafte, you're right. Again, celebrating Independence Day from the Dergi, I'm with you, Brakhti. 100%. Celebrating Independence Day from the Dergi should be celebrating. Brakhti, you're right. 100%. Because that's our freedom. I'm with you there. But as you celebrate Independence Day from the Dergi 30 years ago, right? What about the 29 years of slavery my people are suffering? 1 year of freedom, 29 years of slavery. 2021, Eritrea still enslaved. 2021, Eritrea has no university. 2021, Eritrea doesn't have no solar panels. 2021, Eritrea has no real farmland that agricultural that the community and the people can eat off of. 2021, all my political prisoners are still in prison. 2021, all my youngins are in canisters. All my young people are either kicked out or in prison or sent to go fight Sawa. 2021, forced military. 2021, 14, 13, 14, 15, 16-year-olds going to fight Tigrayans to defend Ethiopia. 2021, now. 2021, prisons in Eritrea. You can't call. People can't use the phone without getting put in a container. 2021, Eritreans are still starving. 2021, all Sarawit Eritrea are forced to go to Tigray and commit atrocities because Amhara soldiers are behind them. 2021, all Eritrean soldiers are defending the Haile Selassie Neftenia agenda under the guise of what? Abai Ethiopia. So I ask you again, what are we celebrating? You're going to celebrate 1 day of freedom versus 29 years of what? This is the thought process I have. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? So I feel guilty celebrating. The only thing I can celebrate, Baruch Hafte, is the only thing I can celebrate, because I have respect for you. You know what I mean? I watch you too. Is that day they defeated the Dergi. But that day TPLF and EPLF defeated the Dergi, started a new regime to take over Eritrea and enslave my people again. All the way to 2021. From what year to 2021? 29 years of slavery. until now. I got to refocus this thing, Connie. Is it focused? Okay. So what am I celebrating? What am I celebrating? What am I dancing for? I'm dancing and celebrating on top of the Zumotu Suwaat. What am I celebrating? تدخلوا تقالي سملمز تدخلوا تقالي سمز ناس إنك كنركبس أبرؤسهم celebrate كجبر. It's not happening. I just can't see it. That's why is what I'm trying to explain to you. Let me explain in English. Maybe it's better in English. Okay. It's 2021. When our people got liberated from the Dergi back then, from the time the Dergi was defeated, Eritrea got his freedom from Ethiopia till now, what have our people gained? What was built? Was universities built? The only human rights buildings destroyed. Agriculture's destroyed. Agriculture destroyed. University destroyed. Food destroyed. Water destroyed. What do Eritreans have to gain in 30 years? We are the only country that went from moving forward from the Dergi to completely backward. We're not even a third world. Eritrea is a fourth world. I don't even know if there's such thing. First world, second world, third world. We're a sixth world. Well, he can't. Ethiopia paid him $1 billion. $1 billion. This cheapo doesn't even get the Italian buildings painted. Susa Ahmed, not one Italian buildings, Talahema, are painted. So what are we celebrating? Are we celebrating my people starving? Are we celebrating my young brothers and sisters dying? What are we celebrating? What part of independence is this? Are you truly independent? Are you? What do you, come on, you got to use your brain. You got to use your brain. Stop making magneet. Stop making excuses. Stop with the excuses, please. Stop. No. Zuko, you can't have a definition. أبزي celebrate كنقبرنا كرسعينا خلو زخون زلو دك عدنا أبزي خنشفنا عنا همزي أقرنا مش أبزي إلا لا كبرنا صباح نقاقاني كن كفتاينا كن دفاينا كن ذكرنا كل محواتي تأثيرهم مالو. That's what you're saying. This is what you're saying. This is the ideology that you're pushing. All you're doing when you do that is you're confusing the youngins. When I say you're confusing them, that's all you're doing when you do that. So to me, this is a Hagdef agenda. What you do is you throw a party, you do all this, mish Eritreawi, 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 حتى معاتي نتسأل صباح نقول أنا فيديو يقدح نتحلالفه هقدف يحقس دك عدنا زلوها هم زلهم يرينا أمينة خلناس أبرسنا يسوسو. Am I wrong? Tell me if I'm wrong. Someone tell me if I'm wrong. Call me. Let's go. Tell me if I'm wrong. Please tell me. I'll wait your call. If you think I'm wrong, call me and prove me wrong. Are Eritreans still enslaved? If you say no, call. Go ahead. Go ahead, call. If you say Eritreans are free, call. Let's hear what you have to say. Otherwise, stop. You know it's not true. Kulum jaganu natna zumotu. For what? For what? Hare فرق Ethiopian سباكس أوتلهم أبرزهم جيغانو قتالو كوي حيان نحرخيبو يقتلومي مش hold on. I think Salim is going to join us. Where you at, Salim? Just gonna invite you, go right. Hansaba Oreta. Let me see if I can get Salim in here. Okay. Okay, let's see. I will Salim. Anyways, oh, there she goes. Booyah!
Hi guys.
Dala fluffku. I've been getting deep into it. What's up, sister?
Good. I'm sorry I'm late. I'm good. How are you doing? What are you guys talking about?
Well, I would just have our sister. Abay Hafte Beruchtila. She's smart. She has her own show. I have respect for her. She has a different perspective on Independence Day and all that, and I get it. I understand where she's coming from. Being also have my perspective and how I see Independence Day. Um, for me, Independence Day from the Derg is awesome. No one's taking that away from my Eritreans. I love my people. Mish, Wadas Smera, I support independence from Dergi, all that 100%. But then 29 years after that, it's all been in prison. So how am I going to celebrate one day of independence when 29 years of nothing but slavery and oppression of my people? How can I celebrate that with my right mind? You understand what I'm saying? So are you really celebrating independence, or are you celebrating your people getting oppressed? The only time you celebrate independence is if you get independence and it continues. You know what I mean? Then you celebrate independence each year. But you can't get independence, get enslaved again, and then celebrate independence while you're enslaved. It doesn't make sense to me. Your thoughts?
I guess I just thought as a soldier you would have a different mentality in terms of understanding like when someone dies for this, like it's just I'm not a soldier. So I just have no choice but to like because there were people even in Jabha who like the way I see it when I celebrate Independence Day, I celebrate even like your dad who didn't even get to see the land because his intention was to get that independence. We didn't know that we were going to have to fight a whole separate beast, but ultimately their intent was to break free from Ethiopia, which we did. It was unfortunate that we had to like suffer again through in the hands of our own, and I don't even know which one's worse. I don't know if I'd rather suffer in the hands of my own or someone else, but that's another question. It's just simply out of respect I celebrate it because it's the same thing. Like for me, I have a very I'm sorry about my dog, by the way. I have a very pessimistic outlook on how far America has come in terms of Black people and their rights and minorities, right? I feel like, yeah, they've come far, but it's not as great as I would have thought. But I still will celebrate MLK Day, and I still will celebrate like all of the like February, which is the month of for like they gave us the shortest month, but it's like Black History, just because like change is slow. It always has been, always will be. It's the J. Cole line, but it's like ultimately their job was to fight against the Derg, and they did that. And so I celebrate it because of that. And then I don't even celebrate it. We talked about it yesterday. It was a very sad day. It was a solemn day. It wasn't fun, but out of respect, just because the intention was to die for your country or willing to die for that country, and you ended up getting the land, at least, even though land is nothing. Trust me, I don't care for the land. I'd rather have the people be okay. I'm very unhappy with the situation, but there's, I just feel like it's solely out of respect. I didn't do my part for Eritrea yet. I'm trying to, but I haven't. But people did already. Like the way I see it, like Jebha did their part. Without Jebha, Shabia would have never been able to get that land. You know what I mean? And it was so, and I think that's where all of our problems really started was when we betrayed each other, you know? But so there's a lot to be upset about. And there's a lot that we need to still fix. But in terms of the goal to defeat the dirt and to separate from them, we did that, right? So I guess that's what I celebrate. Or I
Yeah,
like.
but so our martyrs, if I celebrate Independence Day, I celebrate our martyrs. That's it. I don't celebrate.
Right.
I celebrate our martyrs. I celebrate being free from the dirt, but I definitely don't celebrate Isaias Teforki
No.
enslaving my people. And the sad thing about it is, for me to celebrate and dance and party, I feel like I'm dancing on top of their heads. I can't do it. Just so you guys know, background, Nate, I'll let Salam explain that one. She's a very important lady. But let me see if I can make this. Nope, that's it. This is Helen Berhane Nugus. She's an Eritrean heroine woman in Europe, very, very strong. I call her Mahaze. Mahazai, is that how you say it? Mahazai. She calls me a lot. That was how way. Come see. You know, she guides me spiritually. Awesome woman. What is it? Yeah, Nightingale.
Right. I forgot what it's like the Nightingale something. I think she's telling her story. Basically, she's the woman who met with Trump and like told him that she was in a container for 32 months. And this morning I was watching her video, and it was basically she was in I don't want to get her city wrong, but she was in the city and she just started singing. You know, she started singing the gospel, and everybody was like mesmerized, like every religion, you know. And I think her religion is actually banned in Eritrea. Was it Pentecostal or Jehovah Witness? I'm not really sure.
I don't know, but why should it be banned? She should be able to do whatever religion she wants, Mish.
Right. It's nonsense. And so basically everybody was telling her to continue, and I am so sorry about my dog in the background, but she kept singing, and they arrested her. Basically, the government was like, she's too powerful. Keep her away from the city. Take her away from all like people, because she's clearly I don't know. They just don't want anyone to have any power over the people except for the government. So she was a threat. They put her in jail. They put her in a container for 32 months, and she said it was like the conditions were terrible, but she just loves to worship God, so she just kept writing. She basically kind of wrote her own little Bible, and people kept asking, and then the guards kept asking her, like, how do you've been here for 2 years, how do you know, like, how do you still remember all the words, you know? And she's like, it's in my mind, I don't know. And they basically started beating her in the head, hoping that they can beat the gospel out of her, beat the worship out of her. And, you know, that didn't work. And their main fear was she kept even talking to the guards and teaching them. So they were becoming, you know, their loyalties were being like, they were swayed, you know, and that was a threat to the powers there. And so she, they beat her so bad one day that she said, I'm sorry, you're doing your job. This was a beautiful part to me. She's like, you're doing your job and I'm doing mine. Like, I'm just going to continue to do what I'm supposed to do. Like, ultimately, I can't stop worshiping. Like, it's just what it is. I'm willing to die behind this. And one day they beat her so bad that they thought she was going to die, and they know that their reputation would be ruined. They don't really like people dying within the prison. So they sent her home with high security. They'd send her home for a couple of days and she'd die at home, but, you know, she made it. And she went through, like, I think it was about 10 months of intensive treatment in Adi, because her health was already deteriorating way before that. Mind you, the conditions here are like terrible. Like, they're either way too hot or way too cold. You're in a container. The air is like recycled, like in an airplane, but 10 times worse. It's debris, you know, the air that's already in there. It's like debris is coming into, there's sand. It's just terrible conditions. And so finally, she survived that. She was able to get asylum in Denmark by the Danish government. They let her come right away. And since then, she's just been like this beacon of light that's been speaking on what she went through in Eritrea ever since. And honestly, it's crazy because I've heard of her. I've already like been obsessed with this story, but she called me last week out of nowhere and to talk about something we were doing. And I was like, Oh yeah, like I just thought she was some sweet lady because a lot of women have been calling me like, "Hi, thank you for like everything you do, whatever." And I just thought she was, they're all important, but I didn't know that this was the woman that I've been keeping up with this whole time until I want to say like 5 days ago, and I was like, "What? What? That's her? Like that's crazy." So if she's watching this, thank you for like talking to me and for surviving and for speaking on it. Like that's one thing. It's easy to get frustrated with people who've survived that kind of thing who don't want to speak on it because their spirits have been broken so much that like they just kind of are so helpless. It's like learned helplessness. But people like her who just like have the strength to still speak on what they go through and like to fight against it's just crazy. It's beautiful.
All
So
right, so for you guys, there's 100 or something. You guys look down, share. I think we only have like 30 shares or something. That means people ain't doing their job. Share Gabaru, I appreciate it. The youth needs to hear this message. Baba Ben said, a boy Ben, he said, it's important to discuss celebration of Freedom Day. What is freedom? Does Eritrean people get their freedom? Now, Haku, what is freedom? Something Eritreans don't have. Okay. Why are we celebrating freedom? Because the day that we got freedom from the Derg, right? Ironically, Tigray remained free. TPLF, Eritrea, went straight into slavery under one leadership. That's what's sad about it. And people don't like to hear that. People they hate to hear that Eritrea is still enslaved. They hate to hear that Isaias Afwerki is 100% Ethiopian. They hate to hear that. I think he's. Why else would he be killing Eritreans? You know what I mean? Um, Guinness is under them. Like Satra. All they got is a flag and one day of Independence Day. Satra has Khalid Yalan. But before we go into anything else, did you want to speak on the salah or the prayer marches and all that and what?
yes. Okay. So I want to say thank you to everybody who came. It ended up being really beautiful. It was like really, the one here was a very intimate event. It wasn't that many people, but it was, sorry, my voice. Um, but it was just so beautiful. Like we got to hear a lot of heartfelt messages. We had, people come up and speak on whatever they wanted to say from their heart. So there was a lot of like crying together and praying together. And I don't know, I just really appreciate everyone who came out to either event. There were so many. The one in Australia was beautiful. All over the world, it was beautiful. And I want to especially thank, um, I'm assuming you thank the other priests, Abai Sarek Burhan, right? And like, right. And then so I wanted to thank Aboy Marcos from New York. So he was amazing. Like we asked him to participate, I want to say 2-3 days right before, and he was so active. Like he was able to help us right away. So I want to say thank you to him. Really appreciate you. And other than that, I wanted to say thank you to everybody who broadcasted us. It was it was beautiful. Like I got to do a speech. I really love being able to speak to like people who care, to hear what I have to say. It was beautiful. And um, I just hope God heard us. I don't know. Like I think that was my main message. I just want to appreciate everybody who came out. Um,
Oh, and then with the Iman, I was talking to him earlier. He said, "Hey, the video for Australia and all the other, well, then one video we did for Oakland was broadcasted. It was broadcasted to Tigray. It was broadcasted to Eritrea via satellite. Thousands of people, if later on probably millions. Now that's powered through Asena, Teddy Press, Memhir Temesgen show, Numusgonomina Huatna, and also the one I think in Australia and other places that were videoed are going to come out this weekend, edited. There was a lot of things that we had to edit because a lot of movement and stuff. So once they compile the videos together, go watch OM, so everyone can see that. We're very proud of all you guys. Do you remember the names of the priests?
the ones who came out here.
Yeah.
I don't. I'm sorry. We didn't have priests that came out. We had deacons. There was
Oh,
three.
Deacon.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't remember their
No,
name.
it's all good because I know we had um, Ashi Saraga Burhan, the
Right.
Tiygrain Ashi, who was very, very happy to do the prayer. And I said thank you to him earlier. And he did that in 4 days, shockingly enough. Amazing. Imagine like Ashi, busy with everything he's got going on for God, organized and totally represent as if he alone was in charge of it all. You know what I mean? Like, that is amazing to me. And that's we also had and that's Father Sarah Ibrahane, the one in Melbourne, is it Melbourne, Australia. Said that right.
Yes.
Yeah, we were very shocked that the way he moved, that's a leader. And then I remember the other names I got was Burhane, Isaias, Senai, a journalist. They're all awesome, much appreciated. And then Eob. I mean, there's some very strong people around the globe, Zahuguzuzalo, but they're not doing it for the fame. People are not putting them out there. That's why in our show, Team Freedom Show, we like to bring the little guy. We like to bring the one that every now and then we get heavy hitters. You know what I mean? It makes sense because yeah, we got to hear the heavy hitters too. But we like to bring the people that are not heard, the people that don't really get a voice. That's what the show is about. You know what I mean? So, but continuing on, um, one thing Bruchti said, she said, and it makes sense. She said, when we celebrate independence, we're celebrating Tim Tagadilti, 30 years Gudli. She said, our Independence Day is a result of our 30 years Gudli. Want to capitalize on that?
It has like I feel like you're giving Isaias too much power by making it his day. It's not his day. He's the one who survived Eritrea. That's why it pisses me off when and he's I mean the war. He's like when you die in war, you gave the ultimate price, which means in my head it should be pictures of our martyrs all over Asmara, not him on horses. Like if you walk around the country, you would think he himself won the war. He did not do that. That's not Independence Day is a day that our martyrs got for us, not him. He is like he got the power after, and that messed up everything. But he's not like I don't know. He's not the one who's responsible for our independence.
Right. Not to cut you off, but Gual Wayane, if you could write down who's spamming, because I'm trying to find that person. And if there's a spammer as we're talking, reply to him and it'll pop his name up for me. I'll take care of the rest. Thank you. Continue. Oh,
Uh,
another thing is I wanted to add was the our success in everything that we do is not because a million people show up for the salamos selfies, the prayer marching. It's because we do it from the heart. Team Freedom. We're organized. We're powerful. We have people like you, Salam. We have people like Wadaman. We have people like my cousins, brothers, Team Freedom. It's because we do it from the heart. And then most importantly of all, أملاخ أملاخ الله بدحرينا يدفعنا يحجزنا يسمعنا. How can we go wrong? We don't agree on everything. Me and Salam Biati, well, we argue all day, but we get out here, we understand and we focus, but we all agree on one thing on Team Freedom. We all come from different walks of life. You know what we agree on?
freedom.
Love, freedom, unity, and peace. And all this achieved through the Almighty. And it doesn't matter if you're Tigrayan, Oromo, Amhara, Eritrean, it doesn't matter. If we can somehow utilize love for each other to move forward, we can't lose. There's no dictator that can withstand love and unity.
Right.
Not one. In order for dictators to remain in power, half of the people have to support them. Preach.
Exactly. And that's what you were saying with it really comes from the power of God. Like I was at that event, the one in Oakland, and I was watching like as they were like the mahlala, like when they were praying, and I opened my eyes for a second and I saw like people were crying, like praying, like you could tell it was like a real exercise, like people are really praying. And I think that I don't know, I feel like power that's really powerful. So just I don't know. I feel like we did our job, and I hope God does the rest quickly. That'd be nice because Yeah.
Um, I don't know how true this is. I don't know how many Haftina Clinton Netagamu. I don't know how true this is. If you guys are reading this, anybody want to reach out, find out if this is true from Clinton. Re'eyo haguzunu dekait omyo malo ibulalo. I don't know how true this is. I thought on is sub and herta sami'ukum dawulu. Find out. Hope is well. I hope it's not true, but if it's true, maybe we can help. But I don't know who this person is. I've never seen a Clinton Nitagamu. You know, you guys read that. It's on the screen. Kurute Yahaznakai. Habib Nayo Zisabi Bilalo. Please duck eight Amyam Allah Hakuzuni Bul'ia Irahobun. Kaptamali Bal'un. Haji Hope Yabalain. And Taiz of La'am. Bajakum Hakuzuni. Nate telephone number is Bilalo. Um, should I call that number? Skinny the wood.
Sure.
Manam Sab Masu. 712. What is it? 254-712. That number doesn't. I don't know what number that is.
It wouldn't be in the U.S., but
That's not a U.S. number, Mish.
no.
I
But
don't even know how to call that.
I think it would be literally how you see it, like the plus sign. Because I know you have to use the plus sign for like Europe.
All right, I got Team Freedom Leadership texting me now. She said no, it's in Ethiopia. Okay, I'm gonna read the number to Team Leader for Free Leadership. Halafiza Team Freedom Sana. The number is 254-712-309-153. أنا قربتي يسمعني يو التيوم مساي بدحريج low. I'm gonna send this to you, Team Freedom. Hold on, let me text Team Freedom. I got Team Freedom calling me right now, asking me menu. سكسرنا follow مالوخو من البات سبكر نحن خيل in their حقيت أمي You guys are saying this in. It looks Kenyan number. It doesn't look legit. That's what I say. Find out, but I'm gonna have my people research it real quick. Give me 1 second. 712. So we don't make a mistake. Sebis out ilu نعكوفلنا من البات سب كايموت كأني نسعر لنا بالبنا بزعابة أملاحصل الزارب كنحجز لنا خنسعر لنا 254-712-309-153. Boom, sent it to my team. نعترينو لهم Team Freedom دويلكم تخاطتلو نقولنا what's happening. It says it's an Ugandan number. Some people say it's a Kenyan number. Clinton Tagomo. If you're able to write this in English, then write more information for us here so we can figure out what's going on. There's a lot of people watching right now. If you need help, please just write more stuff on the comments and I'll pin it in whatever message you're trying to pass. Please, if you're playing around, stop. It's not funny because you're talking about kids now. Kids are not eating. That's not a joking matter. Text him instead. Okay. If this is real, we're going to try to help. If you're joking, you need to write I'm joking so we can move on because now you're talking about children. So please don't play if you're playing. That's all I got to say about that. But I'll leave that up there for anybody. My team's already working it too. All right, so let's continue. When we say Team Freedom, Kani, Kuridaakumalo, Team Freedom consists of Kenyans, Kula Alam. Anybody who wants freedom, Haggaz, we're here. So when we get messages like this, I'm glad I caught this message. because you never know. You know what I mean? You never know. So we got to do our part, Connie. First enter 011. With Daman, if you're listening, they said first enter 011 before you call the number. Oh, that's my sister saying that. My sister saying that. So, dial 011 and then the number and find out what's going on. Thank you. Hi, Salamina. How are you? Um, Hopefully, this is not an emergency. Um, but let's continue our discussion. I'll leave that up there for you guys. If the person who wrote that can write some more, we'll pin it. Please let me know. All right, hold on. I'm getting messages from everyone. They called. He's not answering. We left him a voicemail. Thank you, Team Freedom. You see how quickly Team Freedom moves? Hit him, hit him. I'm proud of Team Freedom. Thank you, Adaman. Hello says, this is Kenya. Okay, hello, Kenya. Got it. If this person answers, let us know how we can help them. I'm sure we could find a way to feed the family if it's possible.
Right.
At least you guys know, despite what other people you blue, about Team Freedom, to you guys see we are real. We don't, and it's awatnina. We're here in Hizbanak. We don't play. Other people would ignore this. You know what I mean? They would think spam. Nope. Mitigate risk assessment. We take everything serious. Go ahead, Salim. Want to add to it? No, you're shocked because I'm like, whoa.
No, that's good. I'm happy you saw that. I honestly never watched the comments, so I'm like glad you watched them because I would have never seen this. And if it is real, I hope we can help them out. Cause
Yeah, I don't miss a thing. I don't miss a thing. I see it all.
Yeah, I know. Okay, well, yeah, Clinton, if you need help, and hopefully you can call back with Daman because he's fast. Other than that, like, I hope we can help all people like this. This would be nice if everyone had internet access and could tell us they needed help. That would be beautiful. But yeah, what were we talking about before?
We're talking about Natsunet Eritrea and why people think one day of independence Tagadel Tizugawaru Hamtat is worth 29 years of prison.
It's not. What? Okay, so would you rather? Would you rather us not have the country? Would it mean nothing? Like, I mean, I guess it's a valid question. Would there really be a difference?
To me, if we got Natsunet, we should be free for 30 years after that. You can't get freedom. This is the problem. You get freedom from the dirt, and then you're back to slavery by your own nation, Mish, your own leader. But then you can't pray, you can't do anything. You're enslaved, and people don't want to hear this. But people don't want to. They don't want to accept this. I'm not speaking outside Eritrea. I love my Eritreans. I love the Hizbiya. I love my people. Again, I got to speak the truth when I say, what do they get to do? I didn't get to see my grandma before she passed. Why? Because Sayas. My father passed away. I can't bury him in Eritrea. Why? Sayas. This is fact. I'm telling you about me. So I'm a free man in America, and I'm not even free to go bury my dad for the country he fought for. How is this free? No, this is not free. Any person says this is free, any person that is willing to go against what I just said, then you're not educated. You're not. You can't go to Eritrea without paying some sort of money, without being part of some project like you did, Salam, when you went to Eritrea and had to pay the bus driver and this person 700 sawakhatri. You're not free. You can't go to Eritrea. Kofil get in a car and drive around and say hello to everyone. It's not how it works. You got to pay your dues, and you're gonna pay it at the airport. And if your name don't match up with who you say you are, straight to prison you go. What do you call it? Soira, or what do they call that? That paper you gotta have? Soira, sura, sura, soira. Don't you gotta have like that citizenship papers? Soira, I think Zublo.
Tasera.
Huh?
Tasera?
I think so. I don't know. They say you gotta have something.
Because we had ID, but no, you're right. And the fact that like I got blacklisted for posting on Instagram. Like, how is that a free country? All I did was post a few things about Eritrea, and yeah, it's
So
not.
we just got some breaking news, ladies and gentlemen. The breaking news is Team Freedom got in contact with the person. He's a Kenyan citizen. You guys were right. Kap Kenya you. First thing in the morning, he said he needs some money to feed his kids. We want to make sure he's telling the truth. We will check in with our Kenyan resources. Team Freedom will be checking with Kenyan resources. Is this a hagas in here? Whatever, what Diaman just got in contact with the person. If he checks out, then we're gonna help him. Kulana tahagagizna, kunhuguzaina, gin tazariboy with Diaman, Team Freedom. I want to say thank you, Team Freedom, for taking care of the world. See, that's the beauty of Team Freedom, Ihwati. أبز خوفنا نتزاربنا أبز خوفنا بزعبا إريتريا نتزاربنا شجر سب متيو ينقرنا نحن هاني حرايلنا ندول دهانديكا منيكا أنا ودي شو محجي إريتريا هونن obviously إثيوبيا هونن كلينتون نتيجامو ودي كينيا حجزوني إلو حراي دويلهم له نحق نجار كوينه كن حجزائنا oh that's why I love my you hear me.
No, I'm sorry, you froze for a minute, for a second. What'd you just say?
Oh, I said Team Freedom. That's why we're the best. That's why we rock. We take action. Is that about?
Right. No, that's
I'll
dope.
let you cap on that.
Yeah, I mean, you just said it. It's a very, I didn't know what you were talking about. Like when I used to just watch your videos, you'd be like, Team Freedom, Team Freedom. You don't know about Team Freedom. I'm like, who are these people? And now I know. And it's very powerful people with good intentions, which is nice. I kind of forgot they exist. So it's yeah, I'm happy we can help. I'm glad to hear. Like I can't wait to ask what Daman like about the situation so we can help as soon as possible.
Yeah, you know what? I want to say thank you to Team Freedom in Kenya as a whole. There's a few people that write me on the Team Freedom page. The page. There's a lot of Kenyans and Team Eritreans and Kenyans that write me from Kenya. I want to say thank you to my Kenyans, citizens of Kenya. I always really appreciate it. Now we can Kenya. See how God works. So one thing, Salam, what I really like is hearing you talk about how when you went to Eritrea, when you went to Eritrea,
Mm-hmm.
how great Eritrea was, and then when you went to Eritrea, you're like, no. But at what point do you say no? Like, what was your experiences at the airport?
Oh my god, it smelled so bad. It was tiny.
Like
Um,
what?
like urine. It smelled like
The
urine the whole.
airport?
Yeah, it's not a good experience at all. It was so nasty. Like me and my friend were kind of. I almost cried. You know, I didn't really want to be there. So the first 2 weeks, I was not happy. Like
Wait,
I
wait,
was
wait. Before you go any further, is it like a regular airport? Like I'll never know. Do you land there and it's like conveyor belts and
no, not at all. They have people who I think are doing national service who help you with your luggage. So there's no conveyor.
soldiers?
No, not soldiers. They're just like they're dressed nicely, so I think they're just like workers, you know. But I don't think they're getting paid any extra or anything. They're just like there to. They basically get you these carts, and then if you need help, they come and Oh yeah, some guys had like this blue thing. So they're like older men, and they come and they like you tell them which bags are yours, and all the bags are put on the floor in a huge, just like a huge area, and they put everyone's bag on the floor, and you tell them which ones are yours, and they grab them, put them on the cart, and they take them outside for you, or you take them out for you, and then you get whatever you need. They have a little store, which is I forgot what it's called, but they have like all the world imports. Since Eritrea is sanctioned, you kind of, every store you go to, there's always the same 20 things. You're not really gonna find anything different anywhere. It's only like, you know how here there's no, you're not supposed to monopolize. Whereas there's only one shampoo company and one water company and one, so like everywhere you go, it's one thing of each. And
But you
so
said, okay, I feel Guadalupe said that's sad. Dawid has to ask how Eritrea is. Like, I know, sis, like, it bothers me. I got to live through someone that went there, and you had to be Higdef supporter to even go there. And now she's opened her eyes. Now I've got to live vicariously through her just to know what my country's like, because I can't go back. I obviously can't go back. Y'all know why. Again, you said it smelled like pee pee when you landed. Elaborate on that.
it just didn't smell good. That's all I mean, like the whole city kind of like in that area, it smelled like urine. And then the place is really small. And then you have to go through a line where you tell them who you are, and they check your, because okay, so you can't just buy a ticket to Eritrea. You could buy a ticket to Eritrea via airlines, but you have to make sure that you apply to the Eritrean embassy a month at least before you go. So whatever Eritrean embassy there is near you, like here we have one in Washington D.C. So we have to send it, like our application to get into our country, and we put like our names, our parents' names, their villages, or what city they were born in Eritrea, and then we send it there. They do their background checks on us, and then they allow it or they don't. So the reason even though I was anti-government long before I last went, I couldn't post anything because I knew if I wanted to go one more time to actually see things for myself, that they would see my social media and I would either A, not be allowed in just before I go, or B, be allowed in just to be arrested. So it was kind of like, um, yeah. So that's how you get into the country. So there's like a line where they ask you who you are, they check your background, and then from there you get picked up by your family, and then you go your separate ways. And the city is kind of, the whole downtown area, like Katama, like Cathedral area, is homeless people, and the rest of the city is like nobody there. Actually, last year or 2 years ago, it was named the best city to be a bicyclist because there's like you could bicycle through the city because there's no people. And it's like,
Wow.
yeah, so it's very, there's no one. There's no one
So
there.
when you land, so somebody said, Salamina was asking, she said, Captain Eddie, someone has a question regarding the 2% tax policy in Eritrea. Could you please answer it? I don't know the rules. I don't know too much. Salamina, I know the Hegdafawi and the ones Farih Hamza Law Abziz Nobru, or the ones that want to see their villas or whatever they got to lose in Eritrea, which is pretty much worthless anyways. They got they got to pay 2% from here, or 5%. I don't know. I know it was 2%. People collect it, send it. Can you imagine a taxi driver paying 2% to the Eritrean government? Sad. But someone wrote 2%. Oh, this is my cousin Jonas. I think that's my cousin Jonas. 2% is tax on diaspora is enforced in order to do businesses. That could be true. I don't know. So they got to pay 2% to run a business in Eritrea.
But not only that, you have to pay 2%. Like, okay, let's say you had a grandmother left back home and you bought her a house. In order for her to survive, like in order for the government to not seize her house, you have to continue to pay the 2%, whether you support it or not. And so it's like most people most people who know that the government's bad, they want their family to flee as soon as possible because it's costing them a lot of money to they have to like silently support a government because they want to keep their family safe. So basically, it's sad that we fought for independence, but everyone's favorite thing to say is congratulations, you left. Like, you get a congratulations for making it to another country, for being a refugee somewhere else. No one, no one wants to stay in that country. So do you know of any other country in the world who can relate to this? Like, I don't really.
Well, I would say North Korea, but at least he takes care of them in the sense of
Right.
North Korea, you can have whatever you want. They're not starving.
Right.
They just can't do certain things as far as voting comes in because communism again, they're doing way better than Eritrea. Eritrea is right now, I'd say, the worst. Uh, Globally, I think Eritrea is probably doing the worst. Economically,
Been the worst.
I don't think there's any country less than us. نحن حمرنا نبلا. Some at least سعري رخيوهم they could chew on grass. You know what I mean? We don't even have that. What do we have? Well, I mean, what do you tell your kids? Hey, you're Eritrean, Salam. Be very proud. Okay, tell me about Eritrea, mom, dad. Well, uh, Eritrea, we have a red flag.
Right.
Okay, what else do we have, mom, dad? We have universities? No. We
Actually,
have agriculture? No. Businesses? No. We have 350 prisons. What else do we have in Eritrea? Well, we have Sawa, force military service. But yeah, but what do we have in Eritrea, Dad? What do we have in Eritrea, Mom and Dad? Um, well, we had Independence Day 30 years ago from the Dergi. But what else do we have?
but we're trying to get back to, like, they're clearly trying to sell us back to that, so it doesn't.
Right. But what do we have? What do you tell your kids you have in Eritrea? What could you possibly tell your kids that you could be proud of in Eritrea? We have the same dictator for 30 years. We've been losing our people for 60 years. Yeah, mom and dad, but what do we have in Eritrea? Do we get a diploma? Do we get a university? What do we have? Do we have TAF? What do we have to show for since the freedom? You see the issue here? Hmm? Let me tell you what we have in America. Well, Dad, Mom, what do we have in America? Well, you, son, daughter, can go to school, be a doctor, a lawyer, a scientist, engineer, professor, or you could do nothing and still survive. You could start your own business. You could be the president of the United States. Your kids can too. You can start your own business and start your own empire and take care of everyone you love. You can vote, you can eat, you can run, you can sleep, you can make a phone call, you could go jump off a bridge, all your own decision. You have none of that in Eritrea. You see how shocking this is in comparison to Eritrea? What do we have in Eritrea to be proud of? Somebody tell me, please. What do we have to be proud of in Eritrea? We have a lot of enemies. Aaron Barachat said we have a lot of stones.
Man, there's.
Oh.
It's sad because I met some pretty important people when I was out there last time, and this guy was telling me when we were driving through the lowlands going to Masawa, there were a lot of big trees, and he was telling me, he's like, these trees, the bark from them, if you were to cut them off and process them in the correct way, there would be people who own perfume, like, because the product is made, it's only found in like two or three other terrains, two or three other countries in the world, because they have a specific terrain that Eritrea has. And so if you cut it off and processed it correctly, perfume companies, paint companies, huge corporations would have no choice but to buy into that, because they need this resource and it's not easily found. But he was like, the government doesn't want us to use it, so instead people in the areas near them just use it for firewood. And he's like, Eritrea has so many resources where the people could have been rich a long time ago. And so that's what bothers me the most is like, he's actually purposely hindering our growth. It's not like, oh, I'm doing my best. Like, how are people even buying into that? And I guess what bothers me is like, how did he even do this? Like, how did one man have this kind of
He mentally
power? Like,
enslaved. He mentally enslaved the people. That's how you do it.
I don't know. It's infuriating because I was reading this book as well. It's like called "I Will Not Grow Downward." I showed you guys a couple weeks ago, and it was talking about how the guy said, "I never in my life thought we would have to fight for freedom again," because he got conscripted into the military on his drive to Massawa. Like they just randomly rounded up a whole group of men and forced them into military conscription while his wife was in her last trimester. He had a 5-year-old daughter who can't like has a breathing problem, and they own a business. And so and he's one of 500 people who had to go through this just that day. And this was during the '98 war, and so they forced everybody into this. And when he said that, he's like, I just never in my life, because people were trying to decide if they're gonna run and risk it, like try to risk their lives just to see if they can be free from their own people. Like you would think they were victims of war. Like you would think our people are victims of human trafficking. It's just crazy. Like I don't know. It's a lot of it's like a lot of secondhand trauma for me because I just don't get how this happened. And I do get it. Like psychology is very deep and sociology is very deep and it's clearly the issue, but I just never.
My man said, "Don't forget the ports." Which ports? ASEP, the one that he sold to Abiy Ahmed without the rest of the world knowing what the agreement was. I mean, we no longer own that either, brother. And Saadu been eating off the ports for years. Arab, I mean, what port? Saadu Arab, that's the one who's eating off the ports. You don't see any Eritreans getting some Jordans or some new sneakers, do you? No, what you do see is a lot of Eritreans getting nothing. And you see a lot of Eritrean soldiers, they can't even get shevet. Our brother Takhlib, he says it right. Hawana Takhleb Tuwade, he said it right. We have very patient, honest people who yearn for freedom. 100% Hawaii. A boy, I don't know, he's older than me. A boy, 100% a boy. That's a perfect statement. Honest people, freedom, 100%. Can't argue that. Ports, what ports? Yeah, let's pray for Eritrea. I wish we DMV did it with you guys, all of us too, but I did it anyway. I don't know. Let me see. I agree, Captain. They're not used to denying it. Okay, good point. But we do have ports, and Eritrea could be a rich, rich, rich country. Resources. Can you believe in Canada, in Turkey, Fihiram, 40% يخفلوهم 40% يخفلوهم in Canada. إن تسرحت الناخاني كاب Canada أمسيهم time and a half يخفلوهم. Location pay كاب عدم وتسيهم سلا سرحو زلو double pay يخفلوهم but gold but worky 60% نساس فوركي خين money زخوعته نت حمد نت مدري Sawa soldiers. No extra pay, prescription, military duty, $5,000 a month. I'm losing internet, Mish.
Yeah,
It's
I think
sad.
you are.
Okay, now we're back on. It's going back on full. I don't know. The internet's a little choppy today. Okay, we're back on. Can you believe that? The Canadians, Adu, the Ade Fihiro, 40% يبلعوا. تيوم صراحة أنا Canada's مصوحاني double time يخفلوا. So they make over 100 grand a year, easy. Eritrean troops skin, دخواتو حقوم تسابيرهم, no extra pay, military conscription, duty, 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 zero extra pay. $5-10 a month, go home, be lucky if you're alive. And it's Isaiah takes 60%. Isaiah smart. He would have them 20%, Eritrea 80%, keep 20% for him, and use the rest for Eritrea. You know what I mean? That's it. If you're not going to pay the soldiers, create a structure, a building that everyone could benefit from. Again, what else? What else can you do? It's sad. To me, it's sad. When I seen, and then his Eritrea Hamas لزخونا, instead of going after that Canadian mining company that I did a story on one time, we should
Nepson,
have all went against it. All of us. Kulhana, everyone
right?
should have went directly, wrote Lubomsat for Anayum until they just said, here's your money back, leave us alone. Nope. That's it. Because Higdef runs Eritrea and Higdef also runs media
Oh,
outside of Eritrea. It's bullcrap.
right.
That's serious. Can you imagine our brothers sitting there dying and getting nothing, digging holes for someone else to wear? What's the difference between blood diamonds and blood gold? Blood diamonds,
Nothing.
blood gold.
Nothing. I know.
أنا مع بالإخواتي. مع us, you guys, young. What she say? I don't know. She said, you guys. Thanks, Bruchti. Um, she said, you guys, young, can make sure you're doing come soon. Change will come soon. Again, you guys have to understand, like our like when do we get a chance? When do our people get a chance? When do our people get to taste freedom? Do you remember when Isaias Afwerki gave Abiy Ahmed the keys to Eritrea? Do you know how many Amharas, Ethiopians were coming over across the border before actual Eritreans were even able to see their own country?
I
Anas,
was there. I was there.
Kala Ade Atu was stepping foot in my country. That is
Yeah.
a shame.
They came. I was there for the peace deal, and so the country was full of Ethiopian flags, and it was mostly like Amhara people who took over Masawa, who took over the clubs, and they were offering like bottle service and stuff to us, like, but they had the best service. It was crazy, and it was just like Amharic music was playing through the whole country in every store, every restaurant, um, and it
When
was,
Isaias gave them the keys to Eritrea.
yeah. And not only that, I'm pretty sure, I'm 99% sure they were able to bring jet skis to Eritrea. Um, and so like, let me confirm that, but like I was told that they were able to bring jet skis, and I was just like, jet skis while our people are starving? Like, y'all are allowed to just use this place as a vacation and use this place to better your economy while my people are still not allowed to leave this country. Like, they're not
Or your people are not allowed to step foot in Eritrea.
right.
I can't step foot in my country, but he can invite Amhara to come play in Eritrea while our people are starving. To me, there's no bigger slap in the face. To me, there's no bigger shame. But we will not let one man define our history.
No.
We will overcome. We will be strong. The youth will wake up, and we're gonna get rid of Higdef. We're gonna get rid of Sai Saforki. We're gonna return to Eritrea, and we're gonna free our people.
Yeah.
That is, even if we don't see it in our generation, which I think we will,
Well,
because I think we're gonna outlive him. That's for sure. At the end of the day, that's the only hope we got. But like I said, eventually, our youth are all watching. Everybody's starting to change their mind. It will make an impact.
wait, I'm sorry.
Bad connection.
Yeah. What did you say?
I said eventually we're gonna go back to Eritrea. We're gonna make an impact. We're gonna remove this guy. Our youth, they're gonna stand up. They're gonna create an army. We're gonna liberate our people. That's the hope.
Right.
You
God
know
got.
what I mean? Next time I bring you on, I want to discuss more of what you've seen over there. More. We want to see. We want to hear more about Eritrea. We got to live through you.
I
This
got
year
you.
we will. You're not as this year. Go ahead.
It was really a nightmare though. I don't have that many good memories. I have like the I have a couple weeks from 2010 that were good, but all my other memories are really I felt like I was in a horror movie. Like one wrong move and the whole rest of my life could change. Like people knew that I was anti, so I was scared that someone could snitch. Um, it was just not a good feeling.
I
Yeah.
feel you. And you know what? I think with we're gonna get with Wadama, and I think Team Freedom, with God's help, is big enough. I'm gonna say this in Tigrina. Sarawit can jimur nakhair. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sarawit natasit nakhair. I think Team Freedom is big enough. We're organized enough. Sarawit he's not saldia watsina merit train gerna. I think we could take Eritrea. We just need the right people, right resources, and American government backing us. Qatifna. Tell Abiy Ahmed stay at bay. Do not cross the border. Rusuha msutu tafiq hanublo. First name Fais Nudo, Dehriu, Tigrains Dawina, Eritrawi, Balana, Bahansa Sarawit, he's not Sais Nudo. Kabzi Abzimi Hirayo Malatimish, Nabunakhay Nudo. Then we say, hey, TDF, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're chilling in Tigray. Okay, we're on our way. Abi's going down next. Okay,
Literally.
Team Freedom out. You know, I think we can do it. I think Team Freedom is getting so big that we can make a change. I
Yeah.
don't know if it's Sias and anybody else is hearing this. You don't have to worry about me and Salam. You need to worry about Team Freedom.
Yeah.
Team Freedom went now.
Right. Right.
Now we're talking about everywhere: Europe, Australia, Denmark, Germany, Kenya, South Africa, North Africa. I want Egypt, Libya. I want it all. Even the ones who worked against my people, I want it all. I want it all. Hayelina, Bahasat Hagagizna, Kanoruda Ina Isaias. And even if we don't, at least the youngins are learning. They're watching people like them, exactly like them, grew up with hats and tattoos and whatever. Mish, they see someone like them speaking the truth. So now it's starting to resonate. You notice since November, since Team Freedom started, Cap Eddie, how many people are turning to Omti? How many people are turning? Because there's a lot of youngins that are like, man, I didn't know this, Dawit. I never knew. My mom and dad tell me science is the best, and I believe them. I'm like, no, 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 I don't trust that. You know what a dictator is. You know if one man has power for 30 years, that's Nodi. Who don't know that? You're right, Gin. They said he was in charge and he was keeping the Western world out of Eritrea. He's strong. What the Ambassa? No, he's keeping the Western world out of Eritrea so he can keep you enclosed and enslaved. The rest of us that went to the Western world, look at us.
Right. We have the freedom that we want them to have.
He
Exactly.
keeps you in enslaved. He keeps us out so you don't see this freedom.
Right.
But like I said, Team Freedom, we're going big. We're going huge. We have we have smart, beautiful sisters like Salam, many of them, thousands of females, thousands of males, all young, all educated, all critical thinkers. The next step is organizing, utilizing our brain to come together collectively. Saldiwats ina meret gerna. I have and you know what I'm gonna call it to Sarawit?
What?
Team Freedom Sarawit.
That's so
That's
original.
that Eritrea Team Freedom Sarawit. You know what I mean? Our label is gonna be so big because we have priests supporting us. You know,
Right.
we have priests praying for us. We have priests saying, "Hey, our youth is the future. Our elders are all behind us. They all support us. We're a well-oiled machine. Nothing could break us." So, with that said, come into a theater near you. Meanwhile, we'll continue to talk and talk here. Behind the scenes, it's a lot of things people don't see or hear. All I can say is watch and learn, my people. Action, action, lights, camera, action. Mish, go
Right.
ahead. Go ahead. Stop laughing. Speak on the truth.
Right.
You're
Yes.
like, man, my co-host is crazy, Mish.
Right. Um, I was gonna say, yeah, no, team freedom is definitely the truth. Like, I was already trying to do this, but I felt like before I was just like this little girl with like with the sign at the corner, like my dictator, like down, down, dictator. And now, oh no, I'm working with the big dogs. Like, there's real moves being made, so it's really cool, and I can't wait to see how it all plays out for our people. Like, I just feel like we're on a clock, and I just have a sense of urgency. Like, this is too long, so um, I don't know, but I feel like something good is gonna happen for us. I don't know. I do. Like, in the next few months, I feel like, God willing, like something good will happen for the Horn of Africa and for just humanity, Palestine, the world, everywhere. So
You know what? There's meetings upcoming that you'll be in, solemn, bigger meetings. I mean, there's levels to this, obviously. You know what I mean? Once you jump into Team Freedom, you go to the Zoom, you do the lives, the world sees solemn. Then all of a sudden you end up in a meeting like, whoa, what is this?
right,
Why is there 10,000 people conspiring? That's the next step.
right. No, I heard about these meetings. Yeah, I'm excited.
God will answer all our prayers. We're going to move forward. Don't worry. There's a lot of things in the makings. I want to also thank Asena with his new organization and what he's got going on. Those are the other meetings of powerful people, global. It's just a lot of things that Team Freedom is involved in, and it's all for the betterment of the people. Everything we make a move is to help someone. We do this is to help someone, even if it goes wrong sometimes. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
to help someone. We're just here to help the world. Until Eritrea gets not it, we're not going to stop. Even if you're tired of just hearing us on social media, we're going to continue. So before we roll out, I'm going to give my sister Salam one last word, but also do me a favor, look down. YouTube, Captain Eritrea. Me and Salam are growing that. We're almost at 3,000 subscribers. Finally, hit subscribe, Captain Eritrea YouTube, and then here on Facebook, hit share, look down, hit share. Let's get it rolling. Salam, go ahead, sister.
I
Well,
just
before you speak, capitalize on the prayer thing because I'm very impressed with that.
Oh yeah, thank you. So thank you for hosting that on your birthday. That was nice. I again, I want to thank everybody who came. It was kind of hard, like organizing it. I was able to see like a lot of, you know, inner, like just more politics than I already thought we had. So it was kind of sad to see that. But I hope moving forward, especially with our generation, that we're able to like break all those barriers because ultimately with like the four things you said earlier, love, peace, unity, and what justice, like we all have that in common. So I hope that we're able to have events like that moving forward. uh, and I just want to thank everybody who came, everybody who watched it, everybody who streamed it, anybody who like all the people who watched it back home. Like that's crazy, was able to go directly into Eritrea, into Ethiopia, into Tigray. um, so that's beautiful. And it's beautiful that we have like Team Freedom has access to satellite like that so we can actually get to our people. Like before I was just talking on Instagram, which was cool, but like it just felt beautiful to be able to talk to my actual people. And um I want to especially thank like you and Team Freedom for giving me the position I have just cuz I think it's very important that women have a seat at the table, like with these power moves, like realizing that there are actual power moves being made, and there inevitably change will come of this. I mean, hopefully it's great change. That's always the intention. But knowing that there are really powerful people, it's crazy that I have like the ability to even speak my mind and have like my voice heard. And like you guys always tell me like what Damon's always like, argue with me, like argue with us. If you don't agree with us, argue with us. Like we care for your opinion. So I'm really proud of that. Like I'm really thankful for that. And um yeah, I just hope that we're able to represent everybody, like everyone, even if we're not part of these groups. I want to represent anybody who's voiceless, anybody who felt underrepresented. You know, I want to represent just anybody. So, yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for the platform. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Salam Hafte. I want to say thank you to everyone that came for the prayer march. It was powerful. We appreciate you. Australia, London, California, all the Kashis Hagozuna, and I already named them for you guys earlier. Kashi Saraqe, Burhan, Tiygrain community. Thank you so much. Those are people that made a huge impact in the prayer march. Um, Father Saraq Burhan, I already mentioned that we were shocked to see how he moved. I said we have the journalists, we have Sinai, we have Isaias, we have Eob, some very powerful people in different parts of the world that are very on point. They love helping. They're really on point. We appreciate Reverend Dr. Burhane Smalesh in Europe. Thank you, sir, again. Voice of the Voiceless group in Europe. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Team Freedom thanks you. You're part of Team Freedom. Europe, you guys are awesome as well. And Dek Ade, Dek Amhare, Dek Amare, Dek Ikayeh, Mendefra, Adina Zalohum. Thank you for watching the day we hosted that. You guys are awesome. Asena, Teddy Press, Mamhir Temesgen, Wadda Aman, Kullahum, Abeiti, Jeganu, of Oakland Zalohum, Baba Takhle. I can't remember the doctor that hosted that for us in the Zoom meeting. His name.
Dr. Nega.
Huh?
Dr. Nega.
Dr. Naga. Dr. Naga, thank you so much. Namaskano Kumina, Kulahana, Team Freedom. We love you. Thank you for making all our events eventful. Hizbi Tigray, Adjohum, Rushum al Ulu, Tasfai Toruts, Hayal Tuyhum, Doilkum Aloh, Doilkum Alohu, Alohums, Zulu Huinad Metsikum Zolo, Kulu Shigar Metzizolo, Tagalasu to the end. Abi Ahmed, I Sa'irni, Isais Forki, تملس صراحة أني نفشيت أنكر إلا كان تعرف دك إريتريا فريدم كما تحارة معتي إتيهم تأثيرهم زلو prisoners political prisoners of war Eritrea زلوهم كأني hopefully if you're alive not سنت مسمت not كم freedom كايمت. With that said, God bless you. We love you guys, and I'm gonna send us off with some. What music would you like to hear? Let me see. I'm a Abraham Aforki fan personally.
Yeah.
So I just randomly pick one.
Yeah. What song?
Let me see. There's Sawit Sagam. There's Zamna. Here, I'll tell you what. Let's try this one. Who's this? Manizi. Thank you all. Thank you guys. Read what she wrote. Read what Salamina wrote.
I could probably Salamina, but yeah, no.
Yep.
Use this. Oh my God! How did I not know you?
I thought you knew.
I was like,
on your body.
what? Oh my God! I can't believe I didn't know.
You know who we forgot to thank?
Huh?
Helen Burhane Nugus. Thank you, sister.
Thank you.
For being my rock. أرسعكم أنا Yamane Baria. Yes, Victory. I love this man's songs. We love Eritrea Adina. Arisahunane. Don't worry, Salam. I'm not making you nervous. She's like, who are you singing to?
No.
All right, guys. We love you. Good night. Bruch Leiti. Team Freedom. Share. Subscribe. Share. Subscribe. Look down, hit subscribe, hit share. Good night, MBN. It was a good conversation. Thank you, guys. We love you, my people. All of you guys. Share it and like. Thanks, MBN. While we're in it, I pray too, sister. It's the only dream I have. Go back to my country in peace one day. Inshallah, mashallah. I'm faqid. Thank you, Victory. Free Eritrea. Yes, my people. We love you. Close up. Back up. Thanks, Aaron. Man, today we actually had a good discussion. No arguments, no real fighting, you know what I mean? It was good. The crowd was really in tune and actually discussed some topics with us. I want to thank you all. Thank you, guys. Much love.